Hi, good afternoon, boys. Today is Wednesday, August 13, 2014. Let's talk a little bit about coverages, and this is a review for a lot of you, but some of you who weren't with us during the summer should pay close attention and see what we got going here. So let's get into it. First of all, guys, you got to know there are zones, and we talk about an area like an out or curl, flat or swing. These are all the different areas that you see identified here. So this is the offense over here. This is the football. This is the offense going this way. And if you're told you're responsible for the flat, then that's this area, roughly from the tight end position, ghost tight end or actual tight end, to the sideline, just inside the hash over this way. And if we identify the flat, then we're talking about this area, this zone right here. And of course, here it is on this side also. On the other side of the football, immediately next to the flat, is something called the swing area. This is the swing, another defensive zone that we should be familiar with. And this pertains particularly to our outside linebackers, correct? Our bear and our joker are the guys who would be thinking about those particular zones. So if this is the bear and this is the joker, and you're told that you have flat responsibilities, when you run to one, you're a flat player. When you run to number one over here, you are a flat player. Also, we know we have a couple linebackers, correct? We have the Mike in the middle, we have the Sam who's on the strong side, and we also have the Will who's on this side. So as a Sam backer, we tell you in blue, for example, you play hook to curl. The hook is this area here, this section right in here. This is the hook area, and you're really in it almost pre-snap. So when we turn at 45 degrees and we see drop back pass, the Sam linebacker opens at 45 degrees and runs from hook to curl, and that's what that means. And so when you're responsible hook to curl, and with your eyes on two, that's where you run to. And so of course the Will over here would do the same thing. When he runs hook to curl, he's leaving the hook running to the curl, and again running at two when we play blue. The Mike backer is generally the hole player. If you see drop back pass, the Mikes drop straight back into the hole. There's really two holes. There's a high hole here, and then the lower hole, which is the gap in between the two inside linebackers, the Sam and the Will. And then when we play our blue, or our cover three, we can divide the field into thirds. Outside third, middle third, outside third. And if we needed to and we play white, then this is one half of the field, this is one half of the field, and the joker and the free safety have those particular areas. So you got to know your zone areas. Take a look at this diagram. Talk to me if you have any questions about what everything means, but you should understand this for defensive coverages. So there's a whole list of coverages. We won't play half of these. There's a whole bunch of different ways that we could anticipate the way that we play our defense against different fronts. But primarily, we're red, white, and blue. So let's take a look and see what that is. So this is what we call the red defense, correct? The red defense is what's called cover one, or man free. And that means that all the linebackers have a man, but the free safety is free. He's without man responsibility. The free safety is really the center field in this defense, center fielder in this defense, in that he needs to get into his back pedal and keep everything in front of him, and then he breaks when the ball's in the air. But he needs to be what we say over the top of every route. So if the tight end were to run a route like this, the Sam would be over here, the bear would be over here, the corner might be dropping. The free should always be over the top, meaning further upfield than the other defenders. No matter where the break is, the free must always be over the top. The other important thing about this defense and our other things, when the free is recognized as run, when you backpedal and suddenly you recognize it's run, when you come downhill to a play which, let's say, has gone this way towards the side, your fill or your pursuit must always be banana fill. You're an inside-out run defender. The biggest mistakes our free will make is when our free safety sees run go to the edge, and our free safety goes like this. But that's pacing. That's not what the free safety does. The free safety is downhill, inside out to the ball. Inside out pursuit, because we need you there for cutback and a variety of other things. So you're an inside out run defender. So if we look at what we do in cover one man free, we have the corners take number one, man to man. And if we look at this particular front drawn here, this is number one, and that's number one. This is number two, that's number three, and then this is number two. So if you have number one, then the corners are really locked on number one right here, like you see. So cornerback has number one. The outside linebackers have number two. Here you can see the bear has got this man right here, the tight end, who's number two. The joker on this side, number two, is in the backfield. And this is the second receiver to his side. So the joker is going to be responsible for number two. The bear is responsible for number two on his side. And then the Sam and Will have number 3. You know, you have the first back to your side, which in this case makes this running back the number 3 receiver. And that's who these linebackers have. So when we play cover 1 man free, which is really, again, our red defense. When you go red, he's got number 1, he's got number 2, and he's got number 3. He's got number 1, he's got number 2, and he's got number 3. Mike is a whole player, and the free safety is over the top. So here's the details on what we try to do. Again, we try to disguise it as much as you can, but these are the responsibilities in red. We also play white, and white is our 2 deep, 6 under look. If you look at white, we're playing deep halves now, so we're taking the field and really dividing it into half sections. And this deep half, not the low half or the mid half, but the deep half, the Joker is responsible for. And over the free, he's responsible for the deep half on this side of the field. It's important that you stay in your zone. The corners are going to line up outside of 1 and make number 1 release inside. This defense is predicated upon the ability of the corners to jam and push the receivers inside. We call that funneling. You make him go inside. Don't give him this outside release. If he goes here, it's a long way for our Joker to get over the top of that particular pattern. So in white, which is what we call this particular coverage, in white, corners, you need to put your hands on 1 and your eyes on 2. So pre-snap, you stare down number 1. Then when the ball snaps, put your hands on 1, and then your eyes go to 2. Now, on a couple occasions this week in practice, we've made a mistake. In that, let's erase this for a minute. If number 1 goes in, the corner funnels him in, but does not run with the in. The corner is a flat defender. So if this happens, put your hands on 1, make 1 go in. And when 1 goes in, then you should begin to sink a little bit. Continue to play your area, which is the flat, and tell the inside backers that number 1 is coming in by yelling in. So we don't want to run with the in, but rather we want to take him off his route as best we can, interrupt him, and then sink to our flat area. The Joker is going to be deep half. The Will is running hook to curl, along with Sam running hook to curl, and then Mike is playing the low hole. So again, the Mike will drop to the hole, the Sam and Will drop hook to curl, and then we can look at the post and dig. So you're really reading from number 2 to number 1. The Bear is reading, in this case, he's really the robber in this. I would correct this. Let's take this out. He's really robbing from this particular alignment. And in this defense, robbing means you really don't have a zone or a man. Your job is to be in this area and moving to wherever the ball is thrown and making an effort to pick off any ball that's thrown to the strong side in that particular area. So you're the free defender, really. Your job is to rob or try to undercut any of the routes that you see. So we call this white, and that's with the Joker and the free being deep. And then here's our cover 3, which is blue. In the cover 3, we're playing deep third. So this corner has deep third, this free has middle third, this corner has outside third. Meaning any vertical routes, any routes where a receiver goes up the field like this, you must be behind him because you have a pre-snap advantage of several yards. So you must be over the top of any of the deep vertical routes. So immediately that takes these 3 defenders, the corner, the free, and the corner, puts you over the top. And underneath, we have the Joker and the Bear. They run to number 1. They run to number 1, and they are flat players. They play the flat. Sam and the Will, they're dropping from the hook to the curl, and they're looking at number 2. So as it says here, Sam will run to 2. If 2 goes out, look for 1 coming in. Wall off any receiver you can. That means put your hands on any incoming route. So if you were let's say you were the Sam here and you saw this tight end trying to come across your face, you should collide him, wall him off, and make it difficult for him to proceed to the middle of the field. And the other caveat here in blue is that if number 2 goes vertical and you're running to 2, if he goes vertical straight up the field and he continues and you continue with him and you run with him and when number 2 goes vertical. Bear and Joker, again, you run to 1, fly the in routes, and if 1 goes in, look for 2 going out. You play the flat to the out. And again, this is our common defense we'll play, which is called cover 3 commonly, but we call blue. This is blue defense. And then finally, the last one I want to talk about is our other coverage that we talked about this week, which is white robber. So here's what we do. White robber means we're again playing 2 deep halves. Joker has deep half, free has deep half. The corner puts his hands on 1 and makes 1 go in, and he gets his eyes on 2. So our hands are on 1 and their eyes go to number 2. funnel, hands on one, and then your eyes go to number 2. The Will is playing hook to curl. The Sam is playing hook to curl. The Mike is playing the hole. And here's what the robber is. The robber is our bear, or we may substitute and personnel this and put another free safety in the game. Against his defense, if we play it properly, there should be in routes. There should be action towards the middle of the field. And your job is, again, to be a robber, to be a free defender. You have no man or pass responsibilities, but you're looking for any ball thrown in this zone. We expect you to break on it when it's in the air. Try to undercut it, and know that if you do undercut it, and to undercut means to come under the ball while the free safety and the joker are over at the top. So you can take a chance on a route by a tight end to come underneath and try to pick it and go, because you know you have help over at the top. So this is a robber defense. This is an opportunity for us to sneak one in on him and have the bear be the robber. So it's 2 deep zone, 500 man, where the robber is in center field. When we play our normal white, the bear is over here, and he's robbing this area. This is a kind of a center field robbing by a bear, and it can be very good defense for us. Additionally, the bear needs to know that if he comes downhill and he sees run, outside run, to the left or to the right, he must take the route that the freesman taught, which is the banana pursuit route. And you've got to come downhill this way. If there's outside run to this side of the field, this bear cannot pursue like this. The intent is not to stay parallel. The intent is to go vertically up the field and then pursue from inside out. You're an inside-out defender. We already have contained here with the corners. We want the Mike and our bear to be inside out, pursue people towards any outside run. So that's a quick view of some of the defenses we're playing now. More info to come. Thank you.